Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches, depende de a qué hora nos están viendo. Yo soy Gerardo Gardea y con nosotros tenemos una invitada muy especial. Ella se dedica a la astrología, a la carta natal y todo eso. Ella nos va a explicar más a fondo todo eso. So, bienvenida Linda, how are you doing today?
I'm good, hi, I'm Linda, nice to meet y'all. I am Linda Celestial Astrology and I'm excited to be here.
So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more of astrology. We met like a month ago, right?
Yes.
I did a natal chart with her.
Yes.
And astrology chart. So explain what is astrology at first.
Okay, well, astrology is basically a picture of the heavens the day that you were born, and basically it tells you how you're going to live your life or what your life is about, and it's also like timing on when you should be able to do different things in your life as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's like it's not like a prediction. It's like kind of like it's like we can see it like a structure of your life.
In a way, but I feel like because there's like different like types of astrology, and I practice Hellenistic astrology, which is more predictive, which are able to not just tell the future but tell like what kind of events are going to happen at a certain time.
Okay. Well, I have here a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
Let me check real quick. These are questions I put in Instagram and Facebook and everything, so they send it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, how you study astrology?
I actually have always been into my horoscope, and whenever I was little, my parents used to drive us to school, and my mom would put it like on a Spanish radio station, and I was just obsessed with listening to my horoscope. And then as I got older, I got into palm reading and crystals, and then I came upon astrology, and then it's just been my life ever since.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So astrology has to do with religion or not?
I don't think it has to do with religion. I consider myself like a spiritual person, but not a religious person. I don't. I believe in God, but I don't go to church. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I'm not very like into religion. So.
Yeah.
So, other like it's just for humans, or it's just all like?
I think it's for all, even the animals. I notice whenever I go on nature hikes a lot, and I know whenever there's like a full moon, the animals start coming out, and they're not afraid of you. They want to be seen. So I think that's kind of cool and kind of scary at the same time. But yeah, so like whenever there's a full moon, it's like it makes people crazy. Like there's more people in jail, there's more people in the hospital. Women's water breaks during full moons and new moons.
Really?
Yes, it's crazy.
So why do you think is that for? Like why in a full moon?
Well, the moon controls the tides, and I guess the water in the belly, it like tugs it. We're like, I don't know how much percent water we are. I want to say 80. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I think it just tugs at us.
Damn, that's surprising.
I know. It's so cool.
What beneficial things give us astrology?
Okay. For example, I feel like it gives us the how do I explain it? I think it'll best if I give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I was at work, and it was during Mercury retrograde, and my boss was getting aggravated because the computer wasn't working, and we had to keep signing back into the computer. And in my head, I was like, the electronics aren't working because Mercury is retrograde. So we know that we have to be, in a sense, like more calm with ourselves and not just take everything out of proportion. Because it's just what the sky's basically indicating at that time. So it helps you, I guess, live your life better in a way. Because you know when to I know when to ask for a raise, or I know when to move, or I know when to seek out a relationship, or everything in life.
Yeah.
It's in your chart. So it's just...
So what is a natal chart?
A natal chart is, like I was saying earlier, it's a picture of the sky, the exact same moment that you took your breath. Like right when your soul entered your body and you took your first breath, that's the same exact time where your chart is, it's like the same as the sky.
So you were telling me that we decide before we come here, we decide our lives.
Yes, I believe we go to like this plane in the sky and we meet with the gods, and you do like a review of your life, of your past life, and then you go into this life and decide what you want to do with this life. Like, okay, but it's like an objective. You're not judging yourself, but you're more like reviewing and saying, okay, yeah, I see what I did wrong in this life. This is what I need to go back and correct. And I already passed this level, so I don't have to do that. I'll learn something new.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think that like every life that we do is like a new level of
a new chapter.
New chapter of life?
Yes, I do think so. Each life we do come in with our regular sun sign because that's like what our soul is. So I'm always going to come in as a Scorpio and you're always going to come in as a Capricorn. Oh,
so we always have the Capricorn and
the same sign.
The
same sun sign, yeah, but everything else is everything that changes.
Okay. So, because I was reading and the thing that you told me when I did the natal chart is like we come with certain family members, right? We grew up with the same family members, but in different situations.
Different bodies, yes. Different bodies, different situations, same challenges.
Same challenge. So it's going to be always the same, like it's going to be perhaps my mom is going to be my sister. Or
yes, and you're going to have to, until you learn to accept that relationship and learn from it and grow from it, you're going to keep repeating the same cycle if you don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's something. So perhaps if, like, example, like if with my sister, I'm not in a good situation with her, I'm going to repeat it, doing that cycle until I...
Yes, exactly. Like, let's say, if you don't, later on in the future, if you have kids and you don't have a good relationship with them or they don't have a good relationship with you, y'all in your next lifetime you're gonna live the same life until you learn it. Yeah.
Oh.
Until you can heal that relationship.
But like in a different sub, like I'm gonna be the sun.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's something.
I
know. Okay, so like you said, the astrology means like we believe in in a god, right?
Yes, it's something higher than yourself, than just something magical. I think believing in a whatever you want to believe in, as long as it's like something higher than yourself that you know that is here to help us and here to guide us, then you're going on the right path.
Okay. So you do like card readings, right? Too.
I do tarot readings, yes.
So what is the difference, or what is the similarity of astrology and card readings?
Okay, so the card readings, astrology is in a way to guide you on what you should do. The tarot is the guidance or how it can happen. For example, let's say the tower comes up. The tower represents like something that's going to happen right away, instantly, and you don't even know what happened. You know, that's what it means. And then if like you're having, like if it's a transit with Uranus to your sun, that's obviously, it's going to correspond well, saying, okay, you need to prepare for something that's unexpected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So perhaps it's like, so the cards is like something that is going to guide you or predict something?
They're both prediction methods. It's just a form of divination, basically. But I like to do both.
No.
Each card in the tarot, the major arcana, which is the most significant card because there's only like 22 of them in the whole deck, they correspond with something in astrology. Yeah, so it aligns with it. So in a way, if you know that, let's say, the star card comes out, you know that you're an Aquarius. Let's just say you're an Aquarius, because the star card represents Aquarius. So that either you're going to be dealing with an Aquarius, or it also represents like a new chapter. They all mean that all tarot cards have a deeper meaning between them.
Yeah.
So it also means like, okay, this is a time where you shouldn't be like judging yourself, where you shouldn't care what other people are saying about you, in a sense. Yeah.
Okay.
So they go together. It's just what kind of form of divination that you want to use.
Okay. So what do you think is better, the astrology or the card reading? Or they have their different...
I think I am astrologer, so obviously I do astrology every single day.
Yeah.
But whenever I need guidance or need clarification, or I ask like my spirit guides what I need to do, the tarot tells me. Like, okay, one time I was trying to switch jobs, and I was like, man, I don't know if I should switch my jobs, and I was like in a dilemma, right? So I pulled some tarot, or like shuffled the cards, and whatever cards came out, they told me to go. So I quit my job and I went to a new place. So it's sometimes like a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it helped you to take a choice. And...
Yes. Yeah. And I know people are like, I can't believe she follows what the cards say, but I do. Yeah, I do. I think you just have to believe that you're being guided in the right direction, and if you feel that intention, whatever you put into the cards is like the result that you'll get.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's like your soul speaking to you, like through the cards.
Okay, so it's like connected to your soul with
because
like it's a messenger practically.
Yes, because sometimes like we let our mind get in the way of what we want to do, and the cards are like physical cards. It's not your mental mind thinking, it's like your body, your soul speaking through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So here, the astrology is everything surrounding us, like planets, stars, you're not sure, or it has to be with what you believe?
Well, the way that like our forefathers did it was like whenever they first started watching the stars, which was like around like 300 BCE. This is how far back it goes. What they did was correlate like where the planets were to what happened in the sky. So that's how they figured out their meaning. So I just believe it's everything, and I think everything's connected. So yeah, I think it's everything.
Okay. And how you study that? How you
study it? I brought some books. Okay. So at first I just went online and was watching all these videos, and I learned as much as I could, and then I was like, then you have to figure out what kind of astrology you want to get into, because there's modern astrology, and then there's like traditional astrology. Like I practice modern astrology. They mostly they do the outer planets. They put more of a they highlight the outer planets, and Hellenistic astrologers, we do more of the personal planets, because they're personal to you, and I think it's like more of an impact compared to like the generational ones. I hope that makes sense.
So what is that different? Like how is that modern?
Okay, the modern is different because generational planets, a whole generation has it, so it's kind of more relatable, but traditional astrology is more predictive, and it's more individualized to you and your own chart.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you're gonna give
yes, I got some books. Yeah. So I took a course by Chris Brennan, and I bought his book, Hellenistic Astrology, A Study of Fate and Fortune, and this is like my Bible. I go to this book all the time. If you're barely trying to learn astrology and you don't know anything about the sun signs, a good book is Linda Goodman's Sun Signs, because it's funny. She makes it more
relatable.
Yes, The Archetypal Universe by Bryn Butler. It's just a cookbook in a sense. Like it gives you certain words of like the moon and Saturn, a combination. But then that way you can put how you feel about how it's going to play out. It doesn't tell you, it gives you like a little insight, and you can put the pieces together. But the biggest book that I use all the time is an ephemeris.
The American Ephemeris.
Yes, this book, it's not a book really, it's just dates and numbers.
Oh, okay.
And let me go towards the end, or towards where we're at right now. Like it'll tell you whenever if you want to track the moon cycles, that's the easiest way to learn astrology, because the moon switches signs every 2 days, and basically you'll see your mood change every 2 days, and like 2.5 days, and it'll tell you when the moon sign is going to go into a different sign and what sign it's going to go into. And then I highlight when the planets are going to go into different signs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's more like a chart, like you can see how's
Yes, and you can know people's chart right away if you look in here, because it goes by date. So like, for example, I don't know, somebody else's date, you can just look up their birthday and it'll tell you where their sun is, where their moon is, where their Mars is.
Okay, so mine is January 11.
What year?
92.
1992. January. Here we go. This way. So see, I know that the sun is in Capricorn, and that the moon is the moon changes, right?
Yeah.
So the 11th, the moon was in Aries, but it doesn't tell you your rising sign.
No.
It only tells you like the main planet. So I know that your Mercury is in 11th Capricorn.
Capricorn, yeah.
And your Venus is in Sagittarius. So yeah, it tells you basically everything you need to know except what houses it's in. Yeah. Oh, but I can tell you that a lot of people do their horoscopes wrong. I always thought like your horoscope was by your sun sign, but your horoscope is actually through your rising sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so whenever you listen to your horoscope, listen to Aries.
Oh, so I'm not gonna listen to Capricorn.
You can listen to Capricorn if you want to, but Aries is going to play out more in your life because that's how your chart is set up.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, that's what horoscope stems from, a word called ascendant or sedante or something like that, which means ascendant, which is your rising sign, because that's where what controls your whole chart basically.
So these books are like made like to, if you want to study astrology, you can start with those.
Yes, if you want to study astrology, these are my go-to books all the time. This one, Chris Brennan's book, starts from the very beginning of time, of like when people first started astrology and what happened to it, and it gives you like the meaning of the planets, how to interpret the aspects and stuff, and it also gives you examples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice book. I'm gonna look into it.
Yes, it's a good book. He has a class. I took his class too, which was a little bit expensive, but he's on YouTube, which he helps a lot. But I also post like a bunch of stuff on Instagram. I post like daily horoscopes.
Yeah.
And some how to learn astrology.
Yeah.
But it's really what kind of astrology you want to get into.
So which one is better? The one who's like more into you, or?
I think it's just, I think you should do if you want to do a reading with modern astrology compared to a traditional astrology, they're both so different, but they're both very helpful in their own way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think they're both interesting.
That's nice. If you wanna do like a sample or something about another short or astrology.
I didn't bring a computer. I didn't bring a computer, but yeah, I think like this was an example.
Yeah.
If you have a ephemeris, you can look up somebody's date of birth and the date. The date goes up and down right here. And then it'll tell you their sun sign, their moon sign, all their personal planets. And if, for example, if you want to learn how somebody handles like their behaviors or their emotions or how they do all that, that's their moon sign.
Oh, their moon sign.
So if you want to see if you're compatible with somebody, you look at their Venus sign, and their Mars signs, because you want to see if they have opposites, or if their planets are on top of your planets. You want to kind of write it down and then compare it to your own in a way. So yeah, that's but first you have to learn like the basics of what the sun sign means, what the signs mean, basically what Capricorn means, what Scorpio means. And the reason I practice traditional astrology, it's because it's like a big puzzle. Everything matches together so perfectly. They have this chart. It's called the Thema Mundi, and it's the chart of the worlds. And I wish I would have brought a picture of it, and I'm sure it's in here somewhere if I can. I didn't highlight it. But it plays out to where it tells you the positive of the signs and the negative of the signs, the masculine and the feminine, and it's just a big perfect puzzle piece, and everything fits perfectly together. Yeah, I think it's just beautiful. Yes.
So it's more like how's the sign, and like what is more like feminine or
yeah, it's more feminine, more masculine. How the signs act in certain, how the planets act in certain signs. Like sometimes they can act good, sometimes they can act bad, sometimes they work better if you were born at like if you're born at night, it's Mars and it's Saturn and Venus. If you're born during the day, it's Jupiter and Mars. You just have to, it's a whole puzzle, and it's just mind-boggling. It really is.
Yeah. So you told, when I did the reading with you, you told me like we have like our career, like to like how it's structured to, like me perhaps it's like to give a message, to create stories and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
So we come to this world knowing what we're gonna do.
Yes. So if you look at your chart, you have to, if you know what your north node is, that's where you kind of need to guide your life through in a way, and then the south node is kind of what you mastered in your past lifetime. So in this time is kind of learning to merge both of them together, but kind of letting go of
the past.
Yes.
Okay.
You had south node Cancer, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was. I know some people don't like sharing their charts, but okay. So this works out. So you had a south node Cancer, so that means in your past lifetime you were like too emotionally attached to where to certain things or situations to where you probably wouldn't be able to take care of your own tasks because you were too emotionally invested, or it hurt your feelings, so you're like, I'm not gonna do that. But in this lifetime it's like you're Capricorn north node, so it's like, no, you need to learn to overcome those challenges and work at it and take care of it and do what you need to do in this life, to baby steps, physical steps, not just like emotional things.
Okay.
Yes, things like that. It's like helpful knowing as well.
So I was like more, I didn't do like, I was more into myself, like I couldn't handle my stuff, or
not, maybe not handle your stuff, maybe more you let your emotions or your pride take over what you needed to take care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do regression stuff too, or just?
I did a past life regression, but I didn't like. I don't perform them. If that's what you're asking. No, I don't. No.
But you haven't done it.
One.
You have, like you went to somebody and do it, or how?
I watched for a while. I did a bunch of YouTube videos, and I'm very I was in this shamanic class, and we would meet online through Zoom. I don't know for how long, but then I ended up doing one.
Yeah. And
in my past lifetime, I saw myself I had a daughter. I was a man, and my daughter ended up dying, and it was just a whole disaster. But in this lifetime, so I'm more grateful for my son in this life, because I know that I had lost him in another lifetime. So I try to enjoy my time as much with him as I can, if that makes sense. I think past life regressions let you see a little glimpse of your past, so you can heal from it in this lifetime.
Yeah, talking about, I did, because I had anxiety attacks before starting 2-3 months ago. So they told me that regression helps you with those kind of stuff and to overpass them. So I was like, why not try it? So I have been for 3 classes for 3 sessions already, and last session it was Sunday, and it took me to my past life too.
It did? What happened in your past life?
So it was kind of crazy. I was at first I was 16, and I lost my girlfriend at the time, and she drowned, and I tried to save her. Yeah, so it was like I was in the water and I couldn't breathe, and all those, and when I got out, I was afraid of the I couldn't go into waters or nothing. I was afraid, but I was like I never cried or nothing. I was just into my, like I never
let it go.
So paths went on, and funny you say that. I'm more like into writing down stuff. I was working in a newspaper, telling stories, but I had kids, and I got married, and I left that from the side. But I was like, I never talk about what happened in the past and everything. So when I died for a cancer, like lung cancer.
Oh my God, for not speaking. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy how things make sense in a way, because like I always swim and everything, but I don't like beaches, and I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
So and here my mom passed away because of her cancer too, and she was like my dad and my brother passed away, and she held it together, like she never cried or nothing. So I think that is kind of the same.
Yeah, so I think like those kind of things are very symbolic. So I think like in this lifetime you need to, speak up more and talk more, because then I think whenever you hold stuff back is whenever your body takes it in as a sickness.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is. So what display me, and I think I'll show you the same, that when you hold you never like you hold grudges or anything, it can affect on your health.
Yes, on your health and in your life too.
Yeah.
I think like the world gives us signs, and if you're not doing what the signs tell you to do, then it's either gonna turn around and bite you in the butt, or it's gonna make you fall flat on your face to where you're forced to do what you're avoiding to do. Yeah.
Okay. So so it's practically that, huh? Like life puts you some messages, and if you like turn it around, you don't want to confront them, it's gonna.
Yes, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen probably in a way that you don't want it to happen.
Yeah. And
like the worst case scenario. For example, no, I'll use that as an example. But let's say
I don't want that.
Like let's say if you're just somebody's in a toxic relationship, and I don't know, whatever happens, happens in relationships, and you're still stuck in that relationship. Like some people end up in hospitals, and that's when they're like, oh my God, I need to get out of that. Astrology is like a cheat code to live a better life. And when, like for example, you don't want to go into a relationship if Venus is conjunct Pluto retrograde, or either one of them are retrograde. You know what I mean? You want to put it when Venus is in a sign that she likes, like Taurus or Libra, and going direct. You know what I mean? It's just, you'll know when to do certain things in your life, and it makes my life so much easier.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been studying astrology, I found my life got better and easier, and it helps me live my life the way I want to, basically.
So you were talking about compatible of signs.
Yes.
So Capricorn, what is the most compatible?
For Capricorn being an earth sign, another earth sign, or a water sign. But I wouldn't use Cancer, because Cancer is like opposed to your sign, which is when signs are opposite, it's kind of like a friction, like you can't see eye to eye. So yeah, either Taurus, Virgo, or Scorpio, or Pisces.
And what is the less compatible signs that is like it can work, but it's gonna be so?
For Capricorn.
Yeah.
Okay. I think least compatible is for earth signs. It's either fire signs, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. But out of all of those, which is kind of compatible, I think, I feel like Aries would be good, because y'all are it's both cardinal signs, and it gives you like a playful
playful way to.
Yeah, yeah. But they might be a little bit rude. You might think they're a little bit rude.
Yeah. So my sister is Capricorn. I don't know if it depends on where her sign is, like moon is. But she's dating. She's married with a Gemini.
Oh, she is?
So that's...
Okay, so just because they have different sun signs doesn't mean they won't be compatible. What makes people compatible is like their personal planets, which is their Venus, their moon sign for sure, because it's how you can handle other people's emotions the way they handle emotions. It's like understanding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you have to see the whole piece so you can make a whole judgment on it, I guess, in a way. But Capricorn, Gemini, I think it'll be fine as long as their moon signs are compatible.
Oh, so it's all about the moon sign. Is the moon?
Their moon sign and their Mercury sign, how they communicate. Because if they're able to communicate in the right, like, even level playing field, then they'll be able to overcome whatever issues that they are having.
Okay.
Yes.
So they can be compatible. It's just like, what is the moon or is better if they're.
Well, it just really their moon kind of has to be the same element, or a sextile, which is for example, it's earth and water, and then it's the positives and the negatives, which the positives are air signs and fire signs, and then the negatives are earth signs and water signs. So if you combine them together, those are more compatible, and these are more compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's more water and earth and air and fire.
Fire, yes. Because, like, for example, like, water puts out fire.
Yeah.
So that kills the fire spark, you know, and that's, they don't like that.
You need water to grow up plants. And
yes,
so,
yes. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. Yeah, and air and fire is like more you can grow up more fire with the air and.
Yeah.
So this. What is your sign and like how you think it grew up like a person with you in astrology?
I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm a Capricorn rising with Capricorn South Node. Scorpios like occult things, which is not normal for normal people.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, death, taboo, astrology, things that people don't see as normal. So yeah, it's me. It's me. It's who I am. I couldn't be myself without astrology, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's changed my life. I love it.
Yes. Yeah, because before I always been so mystical. Like I like to investigate about like things that like nobody can explain. Like it happens for a reason or something.
Yes.
And like astrology, regressions, birth charts.
I know that you were gonna ask about numerology.
Yeah, numerology. So what is that? How is in your life?
I don't practice numerology. The only way I practice numerology is if your chart says you have like so many different planets at a certain number. So that number is like very predominant to you. It's very important in your life. And obviously if you see signs, I take them as signs, but you also have to see kind of what the sign is saying in a way. But that's the way I do it.
Right. So how you can get the numerology in your sign? Like it's not just a number, right?
It's just a number. And for example, like what degree your planets are. I wish I would have printed out your chart before I got here so we could use it as an example, but I forgot. Like let's say your chart has 17 degrees. Your sun's at 17 degrees, and your moon's at 17 degrees, and your Mars is at 17 degrees. That's 3 different times that 17 is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, that number's going to mean something to you in your life. And then it's like, what's 1 and 7? It's 8. 8, 8, 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Because I think mine, it was a 6, because it was 1, 0, 1. It was a lot of ones.
I can't remember.
And then I think in the end it was 6. Like putting everything together at 6, I think it was.
Oh, really? I can't remember. I got really upset.
Yeah. So what a 6 mean in your numerology number? What is?
I don't really know what it. I think a lot of people think as a 6 as a bad number, but I think it's like either 6 or the number 9 that it's like a master number, which a lot of things in this world add up to that. One of those two numbers, and I can't remember which one it is. So that number doesn't scare me, and it shouldn't scare a lot of people either until like you research how. There's this guy, his name's Bill Donahue, and it's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But he goes over like the Bible and astrology and numerology, and he's like, everything in the Bible adds up to this number, and it's 6 and 9. It's,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's really like mind blowing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what else you want to share about astrology?
What else do I want to share? Y'all just need to get a reading. I think it can change people's life. It teaches you about it's not always good. It's not always good. And I don't want to say it's always good because sometimes it's becoming aware of the things that you do so you can realize how to change it. Like, for like Aries rising, you know that sometimes you can come off as rude or defensive, and that's not nice. You know what I mean? But now you know, like, okay, maybe I need to work on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I need to change.
Yeah, So.
Yeah, because you told me like I and it's true. Like I express myself too rude to some people sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have filters. Like I go just like if I think this, I don't think. To process how to say, I just like say it.
Yeah, it's that fire energy. You just want to spit it out, but sometimes people take that as rude. Offensive. So it's like becoming aware of the things that you need to correct in your life, and it's not always like, not everything's perfect, and we're not perfect, but that's what we're here to do, is like learn and grow. So I think it's helpful. Yeah,
because when you did the reading, it was like, I'm meant to do this, but I have this other stuff that I need to change to accomplish that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's gonna be. You're not gonna say just like the good things. Is just like things to help you.
Yeah. To guide you.
Yeah. To guide you in a way.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Y'all should get ready with her.
Oh, thank you.
Where they can.
Mostly, I post every day on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I have a YouTube channel, but I really don't get on it because I just don't. But those are the main places.
Yeah, we're gonna leave down here the information of Linda, where you can book a reading with her, where you can find her like Instagram, TikTok, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it was.
I'm so glad. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here in the show and everything, and hopefully we can do another reading next time.
Yes.
It was really nice to hear about all the stuff and how I was meant to do something, and it was funny because I always had this passion or everything to write and everything, and you affirmed that I was meant to go to that path. So it's pretty nice when it's like astrology
is like you already know. It tells you what you need to know, basically, that you already denied to yourself in a way. So it's helpful.
Okay. Well, muchas gracias por haber estado aquí en el thank you for being in the channel. Si les gustó, denle un like, suscríbanse y denle coméntenlo, háganlo share, y nos vemos en otro video. Esperamos que deseamos más y gracias por todo.